evening. Hello, hello. It is your boy Michael Harding coming to you live today. So, what we're doing in this episode is we are going to be doing the monthly watch list that is normally for the Dojo members, our private community, where they get access to early pre-sale, they get access to airdrop opportunities, they get access to play to earn games opportunities, they get access to seeing our portfolio and seeing the trades and investments that we're making in real time. So let's not mess around. Let's get straight into it. First thing we got to do is we've got to go to the Blockchain Sensei website and read out the disclaimer because we don't want to get sued by anybody, especially not our good friends at the FCA. So let's get onto that because we are primarily an education company. So let's just make sure that we are following the guidelines. If you want to book in some time with us, just go to our website, blockchainsensei.com, and click free consultation. Let's do the disclaimer and then explain to you what the dojo is. So, disclaimer. Um, oh, I'm just going to get you to mute yourselves there, Marky Mark. Oh, how do I do that? A minute. How do I go to people and then how do I mute Mark? Uh, Dom, if you can message Mark and let him know that the audience may be able to hear his crisps. I don't know if you just check that on YouTube for me because it says that he's not being recorded, so it might be okay. Um, Cool. So all content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only, and should not be considered as investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, or place any trades. Please do your own research. Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You'd always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor, or independently research and verify all and any information you may find on our show that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments do come with risks, so please do your own research. We're not financial advisors, do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited advisors. If you're unable to mitigate your risk, then please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. The key tool that we're going to need um, for this call is a little known thing called TradingView. So let's just go to that right now. If you don't have TradingView, let us know. We'll do a session with you, get your TradingView set up for you. That's what we can do here. So let's start with the boys that have been in trouble recently, which is none other than Ethereum. So we can see here we had a moving average level here at 3,711, which we marked as a sell zone as soon as it hit there. We had another sell zone up here at 4,317. Didn't quite hit that and tap that out, but we did mark it in as a sell zone. Since that point, we can see that the market has pulled back and has pulled down. As we can see, scaling down here, bit of a clear downtrend just here. If we look, boom, quite obvious. Nice touches would have been easy shorts here, one there, one there, one there, if you were paying attention to that. But we can see that there was a support level that we've marked in twice, once here and once here. So this would have been an ideal buying zone in between. And again, boom, we would have been happy days because from there, from that buy zone there, let's say, for example, you shorted from here to there, it's a 40% move more or less. Then to the upside there, that same pot of ETH that you had would have been a 31% move to the upside. So that would have been, if you did both and accumulated almost 90% gain, pretty much almost doubling your ETH position there if you were that way inclined. That would have been a bonus clear move here because you had a really low RSI and ETH hitting here around 22, which is pretty rare. So what would have given us more confidence on this play is when you, our golden rule is if in doubt, zoom out. And what you can see here is that we have a really clear previous resistance level up here, just here at 2111.90. And we can see that this wick tapped out and hit this level here. So that's ETH. Now, directions for ETH going forward. I'm actually expecting bullish momentum across all crypto assets. I'm expecting bullish momentum across pretty much everything, really. So let's go to the reason why I think that. Number one, it's a new month. Number two, we have one of the largest macro blockchain networking events happening in the world, which is one of them is Breakpoint, and the other one is Token 2049. Now, Token 2049, what is it? Go do your own research, Google it. It's the biggest crypto networking event on the planet. All the big players are there, all the major institutions are there. Um, the only other one that I would say would rival it is Digital Assets Summit, which is held in the UK. And what that normally means is there's tons of conversation, tons of whales, probably at least 40% of the family offices that I'm in contact with, that I work with, that become the LPs to these VCs are attending. All the major VCs are going to be attending. So there's going to be tons of projects that they're seeing that they're going to potentially invest in, or it's an LP is a liquidity provider. This is someone that provides exactly that, liquid cash to a big VC so that they can then go and invest. So I don't know why this is still saying to upgrade when we clearly upgraded it last week. That is so annoying. Dom, can you look into that for me, please? Because it's definitely been upgraded and it's pretty annoying that it's coming through on the show. Let me just double check that. Bear with me a second, people. I'm just checking the business Monzo to see that I have paid trading view and having some problems with that, and also having, yeah, look, 25th of August, payment made. Do you reckon? Do you reckon I've cleared off a different bloody trading view? That'd be annoying. Okay, we're gonna have to just deal with the ads for now whilst we look into that. Hopefully, get that covered and sorted for next week. Anyway, why am I bullish on this markets to go up? Simply because we've had all these crazy earnings. I'm expecting new all-time highs. So those new all-time highs would pretty much, if we zoom out and go to the macro way of looking at things, which is the way that the institutions look at things, which will be on the monthly. If we go out to the, no, not even monthly, the quarterly candles, right? Because that's what whales do. We can see here we've got bullish momentum, but we're in all-time high zone now, right? But all of the fundamental news and the macro news is negative. We've got stuff about the German markets, we've got stuff about the Japanese markets, we've got stuff fears of war, etc., etc., etc. So right now, the retail market and everybody is quite bearish. Now, 9 times out of 10, whatever retail thinks is going to happen, it's normally the opposite. Whatever the usual market sentiment is, it's usually the opposite. So if everyone is saying, oh my God, there's a recession coming, it's all going to be really bad, that normally means it's not going to actually play out that way temporarily. So what will happen is the markets will actually go up and take out everybody that's got these short positions. Then once it's gone up, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh wow, the market's going up, everything's okay." Everyone will rush in, and that's when you'll actually get your pullback and your drawdown. Now, one of the other reasons I'm bullish on this thesis is the fact that Warren Buffett has got his largest cash position ever. He's actually sold out of Apple, sold out of Bank of America, and Warren Buffett's got 50 years of experience. So he kind of knows better than me, better than you, better than anyone on this call, better than pretty much anyone on the planet. So if he's going into a cash position, that means that something is coming. But the question is when. So be prepared for a surprise for why a reason as to why the markets go up this week, and then a reason as to why the markets go down around October, November, just in time for quadruple witching. So let's go on to the notes that I've got here. So the notes that I've got here were just basically comparing the '07 market to the current market. So if we go to 2007, which is when we had our big crash, right? And if we go to, should we do it monthly so we can see it a little bit better? And if we're on log scale, like we are, cool. So this is the 2007 markets, right? And I've got here that the markets had a 6% pullback and then had an 11% drop, followed by a 67% drop. So let's just find this 67% drop first. So that'll probably be here. Here, so that's 52. So it's probably this 57% drop. Okay, maybe it was 57% drop. Okay, so we can see that here, right? So before that, there was an 11% drop, I believe. Oh no, 6% drop. So what we'll be looking for is here. That must be the 11. Okay. Well, you're getting what I'm saying. 6 must be this one then. Yeah, that's about 6. So you got a 6% drop, then your 11% drop, and then your big boy 68% drop. So let's look at what's happening now. Let's see what's going on. See if we've got some similar movements. So here to here. That's before. So it'll be this one here, I believe. Yep, this is your basically 11% drop here. And then this should be 5.84, more or less 6% drop there. Probably a little bit cleaner if we did it on the weekly, to be honest with you. Yeah, probably would be. Let's just show you here. There to there. 11% drop, clean. And then %11 drop there, clean as well. So what happens next? Technically, you get an all-time high and then get a 68% drop. So let's see what happens there with those markets in the S&P. So let's go and look at some funky stuff that's been happening on the markets. So one of those is Dell. So Dell, as we can see here, has dropped quite significantly from 179 down to as low as 83. Um, RSI is getting crushed on this as well. Dell Computers taking some hits. Do I expect it to be bullish from here? No, not really. I expect it to carry on declining from here. However, this is now saying the opposite. This is saying this is going to come up, fill the rest of this gap here, and go to around 179. So let's just mark this in as Dell. There's a potential buy signal here on Dell. So we've set it. Potential, not guaranteed. The same on, we had some funky action on Lululemon and Mango DB. So let's go Mango DB. Is it? Okay, hold on. You were munching away, bud. You were munching away. Let's go again. It's all good. You forgot where you was. Okay, there we go. Is it showing Dell now? Perfect. So let's go with Lululemon. Lululemon Athletica. Okay, so the one that I saw here um, was, I think it was on the daily. I believe it was on the daily. Short to 294. Yeah, I believe it's this spike here, this big drop down here. But it's actually already, from when it was there on Friday, it's already filled this gap. Um, so again, I think the sharpness of this drop and then the low RSI that we got here at 19, this is a bounce that we're looking for. We've now got a 10-20 cross here. So we've got all the signs that we're looking for here of a bounce. If it's a dead cat bounce or if it's a pure bounce, I'm not too sure. But if the markets are going to do this overinflated burst before a crash down, we would want to look out for this bigger macro play on Lululemon, which we can see on the 3 month. It's definitely in a downtrend. If we go to the monthly, definitely in a downtrend. But at the moment, could it break out and come up to here around 355 and hit the top of this moving average? Yeah, it could. So that's the space of where it could go up to, is from here to 355. Don't bet your houses on this. This is just some observations on this because they've had good earnings as well, as we can see. 321, 392. So that's I'm bullish on Lululemon temporarily, so I'm just going to put that in here. Next, we're going to go do some looking at the VIX. So let's go over here. Our main macro indicators. So the VIX, we can clearly see we had this crazy ass VIX spike here, right? Um, this is one of the craziest VIX spikes there's been. And it triggered our get a loan and buy everything marker. Unfortunately, I didn't get a loan and I didn't buy everything on this time. Didn't really have the time to prepare because it happened in such a flash. But let's try and find the last time we had a flash VIX spike. So the last flash VIX spike was Jan 22. So now let's go and look at the crypto markets and see what happened to them after January 2022. So if we go to Bitcoin on Coinbase and we go to January 2022, you see the markets came down for a year almost and then bam. So that would suggest we might do something similar. But it's just something to look at. However, I am, based on some of the uh, bullish things that I've shared in the group of history repeating itself, quite bullish on it. We can see Bitcoin's tapped this line here that we had marked in. But let's go to where I'm thinking and what I'm thinking this will do. We've got a really flat RSI on this right now, right? And then if we go to the weekly on it, we've got a clear support that's just building here. If we go to the monthly and get a bit of a macro view on it, it's come down and just teasing this moving average. So then from there, where am I expecting? I still think the only point that I'm going to start saying run for the hills from Bitcoin is around the 121,000 mark, which I think it could do in this bull run. I think it could go from 2 trillion market cap to 4 or whatever it would need to be. I think that's realistic. I think getting over 100K, getting to 120K, people expect it to get to 150. I think that's when you get every retail man and his dog getting in at anything over 100K. Meanwhile, the gains would be there to be made on the alts, these bad boys, which are currently valued at 188 billion. This is where the money would be. This would go from here to a trillion. This is where the value would be, but no one would be paying attention, uh, most likely. So this was the level that for me was the buying zone on alts to go absolutely crazy. If you had this level hit and the buy alone marker, get a loan marker on the VIX, that is when I would have taken a week off from everything I was doing to go and facilitate some loans to do that. But we didn't quite get that. So that's my personal things anyway. But back to the wider market. So let's go and look at ETH. I've been very negative on ETH, as you know. They've been going through some trouble, as we know. I think we did mark this off here, but let's just come out and look at the bigger macro picture of what's going on here with ETH, right? Cool. So you see the last time we had a buy signal on ETH was what? What was this? I think that was 2020. April 21, it might have even been. Let's just see if we can get it a little bit clearer here. Yeah, it would have been June 21 was our last clear buy signal on this, but since then we can see these red lines indicating sells. So what was going to go and look at, the thing everyone's going to want us to look at is Solana and Matic. So we'll go and have a quick look at those. My expectation was that Solana would come down to around 110 ahead of breakpoint. Not too sure it's still going to do that. Because there's really nice support that's there, but we have flashed through it. So potentially there is still space for that 110. 110 is around there. Okay, yeah. This area here is what I was hoping we would get a flash to. Just ahead, just to shake a few newbies out. Do I think that could still happen ahead of breakpoint in the next well, breakpoint is on the 20th. So could that happen in the next 20 days? Anything can happen in 20 days in crypto. So yes, that shakeout could happen. From there, where do I think this is going? I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think the first stop is 200 to 400 billion dollar market cap. Then from there, 1 trillion to 2 trillion dollar market cap on this bad boy. But we will see. This is recorded and it's out there now. So if I say it and I was right that it does get up to $2,000 and then does get up to $10,000, be very interesting to play this video back. But yeah, $100, 110 is for me is the ideal buy point. Still just dollar cost averaging into this at this moment in time. Yeah, you can see now that we've got this 1020 crossover. Maybe we may get pushed down to the 110 level. So we'll see what space there is for that to still happen. Then we got Matic. It's been making a lot of news, a lot of noise. We'll have a quick look at this. Again, same kind of situation. High RSI, 1020 crossover, popped out of the bolly, suggesting it should get crushed. If we see where down to, how far could it get crushed? We can see that the last support level is here at 0.3205. I believe it's hit that though. I believe, yep, it did hit that. We can see that. Look, you can see it spiked out of it, out of the bolly just there. And the RSI, again, beautifully flat. So, yeah, that's a very interesting place for Matic. I just don't think you can. I've been very bearish on it from when it was at these highs at 2.8. It's now back down at zero point 0.4. So from there back to the 2.8, it's 878%. But it's got a major competitor now, right? Which is Base. Everything that Matic was promising, Base can just do now. And it's quicker, it's easier, better UI, UX. So still kind of bearish on Matic. But we'll see what tricks they've got hidden up their sleeve. And then everyone's favorite subject to talk about, XRP. Um, Similar with this, I'm just not that crazily bullish on it. The 1020 has crossed over on the weekly, so that's something we can't ignore. So bullish times for XRP. On that, last time we got that crossover, though, we didn't get that much. We got a how much percentage move did we get last time? So we got a 35% move, and the next time we got a 30% move. So yeah, let's just see on XRP is the comment. So I think that is all of my notes. Yeah, I'm gonna say I've got one last thing to do. I think one of the things that's been happening with that volatility index, this is something for people to go and do their research on. I think we've had a dark pool extraction. So go and do your research into dark pools, and then go and do your research into a volatility index extraction. All in all, what it means is people, big whales, making sales and hiding them within the volatility of the markets. So you can't really tell how much money or how much has been liquidated. So if I make the price do this, you can't see me just going. Whereas if I just take without that volatility, the price just goes, and then everyone panics. So I think that's what's happened. I think there's a lot of liquidity on the sidelines that's been taken during that volatility spike, but no one can see it. And that's where everyone's going to be like, well, the markets can't go up because there's not enough liquidity. But if there's a volatility spike, a crazy one, then there could have been, but it would be harder to see. So yeah, that's my all in all there for this week. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Marky Mark, let's go to your question. Hmm. It does. No, I think the larger fish are positioning themselves for the Ripple IPO. I think the larger fish are involved in the Onyx blockchain, which is Ethereum's private chain. That's where I think the larger fish are. The, on, the Onyx chain. The Onyx chain's already been running. It's done $1 trillion of volume, but no one talks about it. The you can't in Onyx. You could potentially get in on the Ripple IPO. We had a we had a link that could get you shares in Ripple directly. I cannot for the life of me remember where it was. I think we gave it to Crypto Boss, so you'd have to ask Crypto Boss where it was. But I will do some research and find out where it was. Hang on a minute. Let me just quickly see if we can dig out Ripple IPO. Uh, um, This was what it was. I think it might have been through ARC, you know. There's an ARC venture fund, and then there was a way of getting involved in the things inside the ARC fund. Uh, SpaceX, Epic Games, Block Daemon, Anthropic, Discord, Figure. Zipline, Mythical Games, OpenAI. I don't, you know. I've been dying to know someone in ARC. Okay. Yeah, man. Dying to get involved with them. No, don't have. Yeah, don't have it. I'll do some research and I'll find how to get involved in the Ripple IPO for you and the Kraken one if they still happen, which I believe they're still going to happen. So yeah, perfecto. Right, that is a wrap. I'll see you later. Thank you very much, everybody. See you later. Bye, bye, bye.